Hey guys, this is Eric from Mindful Trader. This video is about following my options picks. Before we get into that, I want to point out the disclaimer URL on the screen. That talks about what Mindful Trader is and what its limitations are. So I highly encourage you, if you haven't read that yet, to pause the video, type that into your URL, and take a look. Make sure you understand exactly what I'm offering here. So let's dive in to the details. I'm going to talk about options today and specifically following my live options picks. So here I'm on the live positions page. So if you were a subscriber, this is where you would come to see what are the trades that I've made. What are my latest options picks? And I have one showing right here. I just did this today. I'm filming this on April the 12th of 2021. And it shows exactly what the pick looks like. It gives you the exact information about what my trade was for this option. And every pick that I make, every pick that I post is a trade I'm doing in my own account. Okay, so this particular one, you'll see here that it shows, I refer to this as the options ticker. And if you are new to options, don't worry. I have tutorials that help explain all the basics. So for example, if you see this and you're thinking, I don't know what that is, and you're feeling overwhelmed, just keep in mind that's what I do, is I try to cater to people of a variety of different audiences to make sure everybody has exactly what they need to be able to follow the picks. And even to learn if you wanted to. If you wanted to learn the strategies behind them, you could do that too. But even if your goal is just to learn the picks, I have a separate tutorial that explains exactly how to interpret this ticker. For people who have traded options a lot before, it may already be pretty intuitive to you. You know, the first few characters are, you know, the stock ticker, and then it's the expiration date of the option, whether it's a call or a put, and what the strike price is. So again, there's a separate tutorial that will walk you through each of these things, what they mean, so that you can find the option that I'm trading in your platform easily. Okay, and then I also indicate the entry price. That's the price I paid for the option. And then I indicate a profit target, which is just where I'm going to exit if the price gets up to there for the option. I don't use a stop loss for options. And part of the reason is because I'm buying options that are typically 2 to 8 days from their expiration. So they're pretty close to expiration. My plan is to ride it out and let this price, you know, have enough time to make its move basically. And I'll hold it right up until expiration if I need to. I won't go through expiration, but I'll get real close if I need to give it enough time to do that. And I will not pull the plug on a stop loss situation. So I let the price go wherever it does until it gets to that point of expiring. The closing buy is the expiration of the option. And I also indicate for people who care to know, specifically for people who are looking to understand the trading strategy behind these, I have the stock pick price where I made the entry. So if you don't care to know the trading strategy itself and all you want to do is follow the picks, this won't really matter to you. The key stuff is right here. This is what I paid for it, and this is my profit target, and that's, you know, that's what you would need to know. So now let's take a look at this example. So if I came here and I saw this and I use Thinkorswim, so this ticker that that I paste here, this comes directly out of the Thinkorswim trading platform. You don't need to use Thinkorswim, but if you do use it, you can do exactly what I'm about to show you to be able to trade it. So you could just literally come up here, copy it, go into your platform and paste it, and then it comes up. And then you can make your decision right here whether you want to buy it, and if you do, you can go ahead and just trade it. You're already right here. So let's look at this example again, okay? So this is a ticker. Now you have it on your screen, and you would need to do the position sizing for this. So you could go to the position sizing web page, which is here. So if you can go to Mindful Trader, you can scroll down to the easy to follow section, and there's a page called position sizing. So you can access it that way if you want. If you are a subscriber, there's also a link to an options calculator page in the subscriber section that you'd be able to access. So let's go though. Let's imagine you know how many contracts you're going to buy, and you've done the position sizing calculation, And that's just if you're mimicking me, by the way. If you want to take the same position sizing approach that I take, you can of course buy whatever you want. That's just if you choose to follow my approach for position sizing. And my approach for position sizing, by the way, is I risk 1% of my account typically on any given options trade. So I take my account balance, I multiply it by 1%, and whatever that amount is, I ensure that the options contracts that I'm buying, do not exceed that amount. So I buy as many as I can without exceeding 1%. So that's my approach. So let's imagine that you've already determined now you're going to buy one contract. So you can see here, I bought it for 95 cents. So imagine you got here just now, it's 95 cents. You come over, you look at the ordering window, the order ladder here, and in your platform it may look different, and that's okay. But basically you're trying to see, well, what's the bid and the ask right now? And you can see it's moved up, the price has gone up, and you can kind of see it reflected over here as well. This shows my profit and loss on the position. So this is that AEE ticker that you see right here. So this is that same ticker right over here in my actual portfolio right now. And you can see I bought it for 95 cents. So the price has moved up some. So you have a decision right here. What are you going to do? So you can choose to just get in right here, right now. And I'm going to change this to 1. It's after market hours right now, by the way. So I won't be entering or executing any actual trades right now. But you could come in and just place an order right then and there when you get there between the bid and the ask. That might be what I would do if I were following the service, but you don't have to. You can do whatever you want. Of course, the price may be lower. And last week it seemed like every options trade I made, initially the price went lower. Over time, it tends to even out. That's the bottom line. And so that's why I would probably, personally, I probably would just get in whatever the prevailing price is at that time. I'd probably just get in. But you can do whatever you want. So then you can just place your order. So I'm going to buy one contract at the prevailing price. In Thinkorswim, it's so easy. You just point and click, and that sets your order for you. Now, this isn't going to get filled because this is not during active market hours, but I just wanted to show how easy it is to set that. And then once it gets filled, from there, the only thing I worry about is simply setting a profit target, a profit exit order. I don't set a stop loss. Basically, the amount I paid to buy the option, that's what I'm putting at risk. And like I said before, it's about 1% of my account value. So if the option expires worthless, I will have lost 1% of my account value. My account value will go down 1%. So that's basically the risk I'm willing to take, and I therefore don't set a stop loss. I do set a profit exit, and we will pull this in to look at that. I set it for 334. And if you go up, I'm not going to actually set it here because this is my live position. I already have it set here. I already have a profit exit. And you can see I did the same thing here. It was really easy. I just point and click where exactly I want to set that exit. So it's ultra easy in this particular software. So there's my exit order. Now you'll notice it says these are sold in increments of 10 cents, these options. So they don't have one at exactly 334. That's the profit exit that my mathematical formula came up with, and that's what I put there. But when you get there, sometimes it's not available at that exact price. And so I rounded and picked the nearest one, which was 330. And there's my profit exit, and I'm set to go. Notice, by the way, that the profit exit of 330 or so, as it relates to 95 cents, it's a pretty nice return. So you would get about a 250% return on your investment if the profit target gets hit. And that's one of the differences between my options trades and my stock trades. So I actually calculate the profit target for each of them using the same basis. But with my stock trades, when the profit target gets hit, my account value typically will go up about 1%. With the options trades, it ranges, but you can see in this example, it would have been about 2.5%. And so, there's definitely more juice on the options trades when they hit the profit target. There's typically a lot more reward. But with options trades, the win rate is lower than it is with stock trades typically. And so that's kind of the trade-off. Can you get through these trades in such a way where you're having a lower win rate, but when the wins do come, they're bigger and heavier and juicier? That's the trade-off that you're looking at. Of course, another trade-off is that with options, they require much less capital to get into a position. So that's another benefit of trading options. So after you enter the position, after you set the profit exit, if you're following me, the only other thing you need to concern yourself with is the expiration date of the option. I don't hold through expiration ever under any circumstance. So I will not be willing to hold through expiration. So on the date of expiration, I close the position in the morning. So how exactly do I close a position on the morning of expiration of an option? What I do is I just sell it at the prevailing price somewhere within the first half hour of that morning. And so that would mean, for example, coming in here. So in fact, what I do is, so this is the example I was showing you earlier where I have a profit exit. And let's say that I came in on that expiration morning, which would be a Friday morning, and this was the bid and ask, right when the market opened. I could come up here and I could just move this exit down right between the bid and the ask if I want, and see if it gets filled that way. Or I can move it right to the bid if I want to be sure I get out ASAP. The key is basically I want to get out of the position and eliminate the risk of holding it through expiration. So if I hold it into expiration and it expires in the money, then I'm going to be forced to buy a bunch of stock, and I don't have any interest in doing that. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm just looking to use the option as a vehicle to capture the change in the stock price. So anyway, sometimes what happens is that by Friday morning on the expiration, the stock price could have gone down so much that your option could already be worthless by that point, and you literally might not be able to sell the option. And that happens sometimes. And so if that's the case, well, you can't sell it then. The key though is I'm just trying to make sure it doesn't expire with any in the money value. That's all. So that's the idea there. So there you have it. I think it's pretty simple and easy. You just load the ticker, the options ticker, decide if you want to buy it. If you do and you want to mimic me, you set a profit target. And other than that, you just make sure you close it Friday morning if it hasn't yet hit the profit target. So it's very basic. The steps are basic. And it may take a little bit to get used to the terminology or to get used to looking up the option. But once you get the muscle memory going, I hope this video helped you see how basic and simple it is to simply mimic my trades if that's what you want to do. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me anytime. My email address is Eric, E-R-I-C, @mindfultrader.com. Thanks so much, guys.